Okay, so now we're going to do the DME Arc connection, but let's say that we have set up that we will have a 2 nautical mile lead as per document 8168. In 8168, it tells you about 2 miles at least before when it's an initial approach segment. So I'm going to draw from this point a 2 nautical mile circle so that I have exactly the tangent point. Okay, and I am going to connect my radius to my point here. Okay, you're going to check that it's inside of the circle because this is a lead uh, radial, which gives at least 2 nautical miles of lead from this waypoint. That's why we have this circle. Okay, now what we could do is find the bisectrix of this. It means that I'm going to join from this point to this point. I'm going to make sure that I have enable to the middle of segment. Okay, and then I can extend this line. And where I intersect this point with this point is where we're going to have our radius that is going to be tangent based on that lead distance. Okay, so it's going to have a small variation, of course, because of the way that we have drawn it. Okay, let's see. Let's try something else instead of doing it like this, because this is going to test it's not really probably the correct way, because in order to be tangent, let me go a segment, we need to be perpendicular to the center. Okay, let me go there. So you see there's kind of a small offset. Now this is the real point where these lines join, and I need to find the bisectrix of this. So I'm just going to use any value like this, and I'm going to join with a straight line from this point to this point. Okay, now I have my middle. I'm going to extend it, and here I'm going to create this circle that is going to be tangent here and is also tangent here. So this looks a lot better than before. So now I can draw my line. I can draw my arc. It's here, any point on this arc, and then finalizes here. Okay, we can check that this arc is going to be smaller than 2. Is 1.7881. So this is the nominal turn radius for category D aircraft if we are doing a category D, because what happens here is that the aircraft is going to use this lead to turn. Now, if it's category C, B, or A, of course, this lead might be too much. If it's category D, it might not be enough. But this is giving us what? At least 2 nautical miles of lead in order to turn. Okay, so now I can delete this here. I can delete this part here. I can probably delete this part here, but I first want to cut this. So, sorry. Cut with a straight segment always. So this part of the straight doesn't really exist. This part doesn't exist, neither this. This is the lead radial, and we don't need this part. And we can cut this by doing this cut here, and we're done. Now we have the connection that uses exactly a 2 nautical mile lead distance. So this is another option. Probably most people don't even check if the turn radius is enough, or if there's any speed restriction that is required to have this small radius. But if you just want to draw the nominal, this should be okay.